Ever wondered why your paycheck doesn't seem to stretch as far as it used to? Or why the interest rate on your savings account seems to fluctuate like a yo-yo? Well, it's all down to two key economic concepts: inflation and interest rates. Inflation, a word that sends shivers down the spine of economists and everyday folks alike. But what does it actually mean? In the simplest terms, inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. Think about it like this. If last year a loaf of bread cost $1 and this year it costs $1.10, that's inflation at work. Your dollar simply doesn't go as far as it used to. But wait, there's another player in this economic game: interest rates. Interest rates are essentially the cost of borrowing money. If you've ever taken out a loan or opened a credit card, you've encountered interest rates. The higher the interest rate, the more it costs to borrow money. Now, how do these two concepts interact? Here's where it gets interesting. When inflation is high, the value of money decreases. Your hard-earned dollars just don't go as far. To combat this, central banks often raise interest rates. Why? Because high interest rates encourage saving rather than spending, which can help to slow down inflation. It's a bit like putting the brakes on a speeding car. On the flip side, when inflation is low, central banks often lower interest rates. This encourages people to borrow and spend more, giving the economy a little boost. It's like pressing the accelerator on that car. Now let's recap what we've learned. Inflation is the rate at which the price of goods and services increases, and interest rates are the cost of borrowing money. High inflation can lead central banks to increase interest rates, slowing down spending and calming inflation. Conversely, low inflation can lead to lower interest rates, encouraging borrowing and spending to stimulate the economy. Remember, understanding these concepts is key to making informed financial decisions. So, next time you hear about inflation or interest rates on the news, you won't just nod along. You'll understand exactly what they're talking about and how it impacts your wallet. And that, my friends, is the power of knowledge. So, the next time you're wondering why that loaf of bread seems a bit pricier than before, or why your savings account isn't growing as fast as you'd like, remember, it's all down to inflation and interest rates. You might be wondering, why is there inflation? Why can't everything just stay the same price? It's a fair question, and the answer lies in the very nature of our economy. Inflation is a natural result of a growing economy. As our economy grows, so do the costs of production. These costs include wages for workers, raw materials, and even the cost of transporting goods. Let's break it down further. As more people get jobs and wages increase, there's more money flowing in the economy. This means people can afford to spend more, and demand for goods and services rises. But there's a catch. As demand increases, so does the cost of producing those goods and services. Businesses have to pay more for raw materials, pay their workers higher wages, and even spend more on things like transportation. So, what happens next? These increased costs are passed on to us, the consumers, in the form of higher prices, and voila, we have inflation. So, while it might be nice to think about prices staying the same, inflation is a normal part of our economic system. It's a delicate balance that needs to be maintained to ensure the health of our economy. So the next time you notice that the price of your favorite snack has gone up, remember, it's not just about the price tag, it's about the bigger picture of our growing economy.